Hey, welcome to the TSP training video. This video is going to touch on a lot of different things, and it's going to be a little bit longer than the other videos. I wanted to touch on some of the updates to our homepage, how you can get in touch with me and ask for tips on how to do things, or maybe other topics for training videos. And then I wanted to cover the different sections at the bottom of different pages and some of the standards for using those and some of the ways to type out the syntax to get those to work for you. So let's dive right in. We'll start at the home page, and what we've added are a featured articles and a needs work section. And so I kind of plan on updating these each month. And so at the beginning of February, we've removed 2 featured articles and put up 2 more, and then we added the needs work section and added a couple articles there. So if you want to see past featured articles or needs work pages as we continue to update these as we go along, you can go to the pages that are linked right there, and it'll show you the current ones, the past ones, and then if you have pages that you think are really good that you'd like to see featured on the home page, you can edit the nomination section and put them there. And the needs work page is the same setup. So we have which ones are current, and when we put new current ones up, we'll move them to past, and then you can nominate pages that you would like to see other people help you build out and make better. So let us know which articles you'd like to feature and which ones you'd like to see more work done on. And that's what this section's for, so keep an eye out for changes and updates there and help us out with that process too. Next, I'd like to hop into how you can ask me questions directly, or suggest topics for training videos, or give me feedback about those, or any of that sort of thing. My username is McBrain, and so I guess the best way for you guys to find it would be to type it in. You do have to spell it right though. And then you'll have to search for everything, not just content pages, because I won't create a page about myself, but we'll create user pages. So if you go to my discussion page, and all users have a user page and discussion page, which you can edit, put anything you want on there, you can edit the discussion page and create like a new section at the top with question or tip or whatever you want, and then type out a message to me, and then if you add your signature, that'll be helpful so I can see who's asking it. But yeah, so if you have anything, messages you want to get to me, or suggestions for training videos, or you just want to ask me how to do something, do that through my discussion page. So now moving into what I really want to talk about are the sections at the bottoms of all the pages, and kind of break down what they are and show you some of the cool things you can do to make these more robust and more helpful for everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and open an edit tab. So I have the live article and edit, and I'm just going to go down to the bottom, and we'll start with See Also. And so this is the See Also section, is a section for links to other pages in the wiki, and it's pretty simple. You just go find that page, copy the title, and then do your asterisk with the 2 brackets, the text, and then the close bracket. So that's fairly simple. It's almost exactly like linking in an article text to another text. You just put the asterisk there, so it makes a nice list breakdown. The references section will need this references tag, and then what this does is it searches the article for other ref tags and then puts them here in an aggregate list, and so it's an automated process. So if I flip back to the main article and show you the bathing section, here we've got 2 of these references, and when I click to them, come down to references, you'll see there's 2 references, and then these actually link back up to where those references are called. So if we added our references into the T section, that would become 1, and these would become 2, 3, and then this list would be updated, and when I click that link, it would jump me back up to the place where that reference was referenced in the content. So that's a really cool feature. And to get that syntax right, we had 2 references. So this is the first one, and this is the second one, and they both follow the same pattern. We have a name for the reference, which this lets us call the same reference multiple times. So if I wanted to reference this same article down in the cooking section, I could just copy everything from this opening caret to this caret and then put in a close ref. And you can see we followed that same pattern here with ref, the name, and close ref. But what we have in the middle here is actually a link. It doesn't have to be a link. It can just be plain text. But that's going to be what renders next to the number and the arrow. So like right here we have Paul Wheaton Podcast, and we actually link out to his site. So if I look here, the format for an external link is a single bracket, open and close, and then you start with the link, and then you have a space, and then it's whatever text you'd like. So I could update this to be just plain text, so Paul Wheaton Podcast. So you should see 2 things update now. We'll have 2 references to this reference down the reference section, and then the text will change next to that reference. So here it's not a link anymore and it's just text. Then I've got 2.0 and 2.1. So if I look in the articles, here's the number 2 reference and then a number 2 reference again. So that's kind of a really cool feature of a wiki. To me, it really would make sense if you were writing any kind of academic paper to use something like a wiki because of that tool. But I guess Microsoft Word has tools similar to that also. So not to get too off subject. So references are really good for, linking one source to a specific paragraph or sentence or, one key fact. So the next section would be external links, which you can link to pretty much any website outside the website. So it might be, something related, or it might be sort of like a reference, but instead of referencing a specific part of an article, it relates to the whole article in general. And so again, it's very similar to RC also, but instead of internal links with 2 brackets, it's 1 bracket with a colon and then the link, and then you can always put a space and do your text. So if I flip back over, you'll see external links and example link. And then as a subsection to the external links, where we've got a relevant TSP episodes, and this is to link people back to the the core content of the TSP podcast. So this is a little bit different. Instead of the flat brackets, it's the curly brackets. Then we say TSP episode 1180, which is the number of the podcast, and then the name, and then the link. And so we just follow that format, update the number, update the name, update the link, and then that'll display like this to where we've got a nice link to the TSP wiki, and then it'll link out to the Survival Podcast main website. And the last section are the categories, and so that's simply an internal wiki link, so 2 brackets, and then the word category, colon, and then the category name. And we don't need asterisks on this because categories already know to format into this kind of in category box. So it's just like creating regular pages. There's ones that already exist, and then if you create one that doesn't exist, it'll do it as a red link so people will know to create this category. And if you are interested in knowing what categories exist, you can click this categories page, and it'll give you the list of all the categories. And creating a category is simple. If you click the disease, which is one that doesn't exist, and I always just like to copy that text and save, and then it'll show you all the pages that are in the disease category. So I hope those breakdowns of what the different sections are for and some of the syntax, like the references and the difference between internal external links and the relevant TSP episodes section help you out in your editing and help you make the articles you work on just that much a little bit better. So again, I'd love for more people to get involved on doing that for all articles. Love to hear your feedback on what featured articles we need or what need work articles you'd like to see. And I'd love to hear from some people about ideas of what you'd like to see training videos on, or you know, just general health topics or any ideas you've got floating around. So thanks guys for tuning in, and get out there and do stuff.